I want to thank her for doing every Monday in the month of October. You know who she is. She hails out of the midsection of California. Beautiful place, excellent leader, trainer, and also just had a retreat up at her place in Montana, and that I heard was phenomenal. And I can't wait to hear what she's going to say today, coming back off the mountaintop and have spoken to the man upstairs. So without further ado, Regional Vice President Platinum, the one and only Miss Jocelyn Driskill.
How are you, Mr. Thomas? So great to see you.
Thank you, dear.
Awesome. I love hearing about all the experience you guys had at Mr. Nelson's birthday party that I missed, but you're going to see why I wasn't there. This winged warrior can't be everywhere. I try to be, but I just can't be everywhere. But I know you guys had an amazing time. What a blessing for all of you to be able to be out there and celebrate Mr. Nelson's life. And I know that he said his birthday was not about celebrating his life, but celebrating all the people he loves and adores and that have impacted his life. And that's why all of you that were there were a part of that, because you've all made an impact on him. Mr. Thomas, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Obviously, I missed all of you last Monday, and you're going to see why as well. You're right. You're going to see some pictures and we're going to talk about some things that happened in Wyoming. Everybody wants to say Montana, but it's Wyoming. No, it's all good. But Mr. Thomas, I can't wait to get you out there. You're going to have an amazing experience when you get out there. And, every single one of you on this forum that are here with Mr. Thomas every single day of the week, we need to give him homage and really say thank you so much for breathing life into us and bringing so much value to our everyday. Not just, our life as a whole, but to our everyday. You bring this to us so that we can get over ourselves, right? And move into the space and the life where we were meant to live. And so I am just grateful for you. There's not enough words for how I feel about you, Mr. Thomas. So thank you for the opportunity. So with that being said, hello, everyone. Good morning. Amazing morning. I see all your faces. I get to dive in today, and I'm going to share a couple things. I'm going to start off with something I really, I ended with 2 Mondays ago, standing in faith, right? My last slide on my last message was all about standing in faith. And the song you hear every Monday is about standing in faith. But I want you to not only stand in faith, I want you to walk it out. You know that song, Walk It Out, walk it out, right? You got to walk out the faith. You can't just stand there. You got to walk it out. And I'm going to showcase 2 people today, because I also showed you the very first training. You didn't get to hear from either one of these incredible individuals, and I told you I'd bring them back. But I want you to see, do you all remember? How many of you remember the chart I showed you of the new team that took off in Southern California? You guys remember? How many of you want to see what that chart looks like as of today? Anybody want to see it? I don't have to show it to you. I don't have to show it to you. I know Mr. Lee, Don, and Diana Garrison know what that chart looks like. Okay, so we're going to dive into my training here. And let me share my screen. So let me close that out and let me bring this up. All right. So here's the stand in faith and then walk it out. So I'm going to tell you, and remind all of you that you guys got to see the beginning of Mrs. Diana and Dave Garrison's walking their faith out. Now, she activated her belief in herself and what she wanted to do in ACN. And it took her years to get there. It took her a few years. Right, Diana? Right, Diana? Yep. And she was retired for 40 years from she worked for San Diego Gas and Electricity for 40 years. So she was in her retirement when she saw ACN and when she got started in ACN. She was in a different place in life, and she thought she was just going to kind of just add ACN to her retirement and do what she wanted to do, right? And that's was what she decided to do. But at one moment in July, I think it was July, I'll let her share her story. She decided that she was not going to mess with this anymore. And you guys heard me tell you that all it takes is one person times 6 to get to SVP, right? You're going to hear from a gentleman by the name of Mr. Lee Don, who is one incredible individual who has network marketing experience background. But that one person that Diana introduced, that I hope you guys get to hear from, she's working today, Harriet Clutter, introduced Mr. Lee Don. So you're going to get to listen to a couple stories, and you're going to see this chart before I bring them on, because I want you to see, I hope all of you, those of you who didn't see it, it started with 2 people, Diana and Dave, her and her husband. And between the 2 of them, they had 65 points on the books. That's it, 65 points. All right. She made the decision, and she invited Mrs. Harriet Clutter to a live event in Cerritos, California, where I was. And from that one event, Harriet came, and she was so excited and all in. She comes from the insurance background. Okay. She understands residual, and she got started. And from that point, I want you to remember all of the trainers that you hear talk about the system. You guys, the system works. Save yourself energy, time, and money, right? System, it works. That's all we have been doing these past 60 days or so since Harriet got started. And Diana went to work with them, and I went to work with them, and now we're here today. You guys ready? You guys ready? All right, let's go. Let's see the slide. This is the slide. Can you all see it? Mr. Thomas, can you see it?
Yes, we can see it.
All right. So you see that Diana and Dave had 65 points. And the last time, if you look down at the bottom, I showed you guys 108 points in that team where Harriet started that one team. Now, since then, Diana had put in her 3rd leg as well. And you can see the dotted line where the 4th leg is about ready to go. Do you see how taprooting, you've heard Mr. Julian Lewis talk about taprooting and how this team has grown straight down and out. Harriet has her 3 legs. We'll start her 4th leg soon. Then there comes her husband, and under her husband is Mr. Lee Don. Mr. Lee Don has created this incredible structure below by the system. Working the system and his work ethic has helped get this team to where it is. He put his wife in, and then introduced a young lady who I want you to hear from at some point too. Her name is Huen Lei, and we call her Lena. And she's about ready to start her 3rd leg. And if you look at Lee, he's about ready to start his 4th leg. We had that conversation the other day on his way to RD to RVP. We're always focused ahead. Now, I think the last time I spoke to you guys about this, we had 4 ETL bonus promotions so far. And today, Mr. Lee Don's son out in Mazatlan, Mexico, just hit ETL. So we are at 9 ETL bonus promotions for this team. And I'm going to tell you, they're not stopping at that. Every single one of these people, that's what our focus is to get them that ETL bonus, that $725 plus, right? 700 plus. And now look at that team where it used to be 108 points. And I think that was 3 weeks ago, is now 252 points in that one leg. That leg is over 200 points for RD for Diana. It's over 200 points for RD for Harriet. And you can see at Lee Don's position, it's at 174 for the organization below him, which is almost a 200-point leg for him. You guys, this picture right here took one person to talk to another person, to talk to another person. And they're putting in their family, like you guys have heard me say, put in a spouse, you got your kids. Mr. Lee Don has his kids, his sister-in-law, brother, his sister, that's Cho, and his brother Stan. Stan just promoted 20 points and he's in his third line of business. You guys, how many of you can get excited about this? If you can see now where Diana and Dave started at 65 points just over 60 days ago, and now their whole total team points is 329, I'd be excited. Mr. Thomas, are you excited?
I'm real excited. Let me ask you a question. By any chance, do you still have that slide showing what it looked like a week or two ago, before and after?
Yes.
I think that would be good for people to see it that way, and that way they can see the difference in the numbers as you talk.
I will do that right now. Hold on. I'm going to pull up my last PowerPoint. Hold on one second.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
They can relate better.
Okay, so back, it was called, where is it? Moments of Decision, right? That was that last one.
Yep.
There it is. There's the slide.
That's the beginning. Then you had another one where you showed where they start building.
Yep. There it is.
There it is. That's what it was.
There it is.
Yeah, that's where it was the last time you showed it to us. And I think people can grasp it better. They can see what it was until now flip back to what it is now and watch people fall off their chairs.
Here we go.
Wow.
There it is.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Wow. Woohoo. So take a picture of it, because I want you to put that on your wall and make all those circles empty and see yourself creating a downline like this under one person. Now, I'm going to stop share here, and I want you to hear from those two individuals, two incredible leaders who have created this. I just to come alongside of them and help them see the best in themselves. So I want to first bring on the one who started this whole thing, is the one and only Mrs. Diana Garrison. And I know, Diana, you can unmute yourself because you're a co-host. But Diana, as I said, she comes from the background of San Diego Gas and Electricity, very successful in that industry. She worked her way into a man's world. Yes, a man's world, which this is a man's world too in ACN. I can tell you we have a lot of women leaders in our business, but there's a lot more men in ACN and on stage. Women, we're going on stage and we're taking over. This woman, Diana, did that within a man's world in the construction world. And so I kept telling her, I saw her from the beginning, that spirit inside of her. I knew she had it in her. She just wasn't there yet. So I stood in faith for her until she was ready. And when she was ready, this is what took off. So I am going to just pass it to her, a minute or two, Diana, just share your excitement, what your vision is, where you're going, and so forth. So Diana, take it away.
Thank you, Ms. Driskill. Without you, without your faith in me, I wouldn't be here today. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for never giving up on us, even though I drifted away. Well, good morning, everybody. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Diana Garrison. I worked in the corporate world for 40 years to San Diego Gas and Electric. Just wait till the electric deregulates here in California. Woohoo! Anyway, I retired in 2011, and after 40 years, I didn't want to do anything. I didn't care. I was going to sit on my butt and do nothing. And I did for 1 year. And then it was like, what am I going to do with myself? So I joined ACN, but I really wasn't into doing anything yet. So I just I went to all the um, uh, events back and forth, East Coast, West Coast, spending quite a bit of money and realizing, hey, you're not doing anything, girl. So when the pandemic hit, I did nothing, didn't even look on a computer. And then one day in July of this year, I was thinking, my retirement isn't going to last me forever. I probably should go back to work. And I thought, I'm not taking a $15 an hour job to pay for taxes. So you got ACN in your back pocket. What are you going to do about that? So I tuned in to Mr. Al Thomas, and I've never met you in person, but I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I listened to you every single day, and every single night I got on a Zoom call. Little by little, there was meetings around me. I went to all of those, and it took me 30 days of listening, and I thought, I'm ready. I am ready, and this time I'm going to make it work. So help me God. So Harriet is my insurance lady, and she was over one day, and I looked at her and I just said, you ever think about making money in any other field than this? And she said, yeah, I'm open to that. The day before, I was listening to Dean Turali, and I took pictures of I took screenshots of the um, event.
Script.
And
Yeah.
I was sitting there just thumbing through my phone, very casually, and I was looking at these slides and talking to her about it, just like a conversation. And when I got through, she went, "Are you kidding me? Residual income? Are you kidding me?" So I said, "I'd like you to meet Miss Driscoll, who is the bomb, and we have an opportunity in this next week to go to, I think it was Cerritos, yes." And she came with me, and when she saw that, she's like, "Oh Lord, talk about looking and finding your superstar." Oh, honey, Miss Harriet was, I mean, she's my superstar. And then she introduced her superstar, Mr. Lee Don. And oh my God, you talk about a rock star. Oh, wait till you hear from him. So I just want to let you know that being a lazy person after I retired, not wanting to do anything, I made a decision and I did everything I could. And I opened my mouth and said, hey, you want to listen to this? And it's just been going crazy ever since. Thank you, Mr. Driscoll, for letting me give my story.
Awesome, Diana. You are amazing. And you and Dave have been a part of my spirit and life for a few years. And I am just so stinking excited about what you've done, what you decided to do. Again, you guys have heard that so many times. It's in the decision. It was the moment of the decision she made. And that's when she walked that faith out. She walked it out, and she continues to walk it out every single day. And I'm just really proud of you. And I know we've only just begun. Like what you guys are seeing here, this is just the beginning. We have about 4 RD promotions going to pop. I can say they're set up, I would say, for the next 60 days. You're going to see one of the first RDs pop, and I'm super excited about that. So thank you, Diana, for your spirit, and your love that you exude every single day. So let's go do more. We're going to go do more.
You betcha.
So with that, I'm going to bring on the next rock star. We call them the champions. In fact, he renamed the team ETL 30 and ETL 30 champions, because that's what they're doing. And they're doing it faster than 30 days. So I get to bring on a gentleman named Mr. Lee Don. He's out of Escondido, California, but he's via San Diego, then Mazatlan for 20 years, and back here to SoCal. So he speaks 3 languages, 3 languages, Spanish, Vietnamese, and English. He's been in America for many, well, pretty much since he was a kid, right? And I'll let him tell you his story, but he has always had a big dream. He's always been a serial entrepreneur, kind of like myself and Tony. He has an infectious personality and energy that exudes him wherever he goes. He is so excited about ACN. Right, Lee? Right, Lee? So excited. And he's leading the charge. In fact, he could be the very first RD in this organization. I think that's his goal. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Lee Don and just give us a couple minutes of your excitement, your vision, what captured your attention to ACN, and I'm turning it over to you so you can unmute yourself. And he'll tell you he's technology challenged, like all of us.
Yes, I'm trying to get to there. Well, first of all, I want to thank God for all the blessings and favors he's doing for our lives, especially with our ACN family. And I thank you, Ms. Jocelyn Driskill and Diana. You have been a blessing to me. For those that don't know me, I'm Lee Don. I have been in business since I was 19 years old. I came from Vietnam at the age of 12. I never dreamed to work for anybody, and I don't know how to work for anybody. And I was introduced to exactly 6 weeks. I want you to invite you to a business. And I said, wait, let me look into it for a couple of days and I'll tell you if it's good or not. All my life, if it's good, they do. Anyway, as a business person, I said, this is a no-brainer business. Okay, I own businesses that cost me minimum 50 to 200,000 to start up and have to worry about all the taxes, employees, inventory. $199 to start your own business, no brainer. So I just got into it. I introduced to my family, my friends, which you all should do at the very beginning. And our team was just growing and growing, thank God. We follow a system and the system works. We have a mentor like Ms. Driskill. It's incredible. I mean, you know, like the business that yourself, and that is phenomenal. I encourage everybody to get in this business, especially we are in the business of essential services that you don't get a lot of rejection. I mean, I talk to people and the next thing I know, either they don't become an IBO, they become one of my customer.
Lee, we're gonna bring you back on another time. Your internet's a little unstable, but you guys got to hear a little piece of you know, his excitement and where he comes from, why ACN, how he's structuring his team. You know, he's really putting his family in a place at the beginning of his business and then driving that business underneath him. He's phenomenal and he's so coachable. Write that down. I must be coachable. I must be coachable because, you know, he comes from network marketing background in the product-based companies. And he just really saw the value of ACN and what it could do for his family and how it could build a long-term residual for himself and his family. So his family's jumping on board with him. They were skeptical at first, as you can imagine, if you've done network marketing before and you've talked to all your family before, right? Well, ACN is different. It's a different animal, and it's so amazing to see what this group is doing. So I will have Mr. Lee Don back on to speak to all of you because I think I know his power of his story and where he comes from and how he's gotten to where he's at. And it's going to be a really short time before he promotes to regional director, along with Diana, along with Harriet, along with Lena, and all his family. So phenomenal, just a phenomenal thing. So everybody excited about where you're starting. Okay, so I was just listening to Pastor Furtick yesterday, and he said, you're not stuck where you started, you're stuck where you stopped. You're not stuck where you started, you're stuck where you stopped. So just imagine yourself being Diana, right? Or maybe some of you are seeing yourself as Diana and Dave. Starting, you know, you've been in the business for a few years and your structure, even though you have other people in the business, they're not working the business. Is that true for anybody? I have people in my business that aren't doing anything. Probably 95% of them or 97% of them, right? That's just how the animal of the business is, right, Mr. Thomas? It's the facts, but it doesn't matter. It's what you're doing. So you're not stuck where you started, you're stuck where you stopped. And you've heard me say this over and over. The worst thing you can do is start and stop and start and stop and start and stop. Just be consistent and persistent. So the next thing I want to show you is, that's all I've done from day one for 12 years. Do you think we've had mass momentum all throughout the 12 years? Yes, no? Has Mr. Thomas had mass momentum throughout his years? No. Okay. Or even momentum, even a little bit, right? There's ebbs and flows in any business, you guys. But you have to stay persistent and consistent and persevere through the challenges, and you just keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop. Walk it out. Walk it out. Keep walking it out. Keep walking it out. Well, I've had a vision of creating a space, a safe place in our Wyoming home to do a leadership, and I called it the Winged Warrior Academy Leadership Legacy event. And in fact, we had the blessing to have Mr. Byron Nelson, as you all know him, out there to be a part of this. And I want you to see what God has done in my life, and for this first event. I don't know if it's an annual, it'll be biannual. Some of you will want to be there. I'm going to tell you so many great, amazing things that God did while we were there. Unbelievable. It was challenges to make it all come together. How many of you know challenges happen when great things are coming? How many of you know walls start to build up before great things knock them down? Well, the only way they knock down is because you persevered, because you ran through that wall and didn't let that stop you. So I'm going to tell you, there was a lot of challenges for us as we were building into that event, but it all came together, right, Diana? Right, Diana? Like, you can't even believe, and some of you who else are on here, like T. Hayes and Heather Peary, just an amazing, incredible event that happened. But here's some slides and some pictures I want you to see. But before I do that, this is what I want you to remember. Well, this is the event, and this is how it started. But to inspire people, don't show them your superpowers, show them theirs. Show them their superpower. That's how you win in ACN. That's how you win in life. And you cannot get to where you want to go in ACN unless you show people how to get there themselves. So here's some slides from Wyoming. That's our house on the left. You can see we did some incredible hikes with silence, and then came together in circles and shared what our experience was as we were walking. You can see hugs, a lot of hugs were happening, and tears were happening just because there's a lot of breakthroughs. You can see Diana and I in the front. They're working, we were doing some training that morning. The Winged Warriors were taking walks, and Mr. Nelson and Roe, when they arrived on, what morning did they arrive? I think it was Saturday or Friday night, I think it was. Then we went on a horseback ride. The power of horses are incredible. Like, to be on a horse, I've been raised on horses. That's what I did. I was in rodeos and so forth. So this area for me just feeds my spirit beyond. But I also could tell you that being one with the land and being on a big animal is an incredible leadership. Just teaching people how to control an animal like that teaches you how to lead a team. I'm telling you, I watched novices get on these horses, and at the end, some of them were even afraid to get on horses, but they all decided. There was a total of 15 of us on this a horse tour that was 2 hours, 2.5 hours, incredible, with 2 guides that I got set up for us at this beautiful ranch. And so we just had an amazing time. And I'll have some of them come back and get on and tell you. I know T had been bucked off years ago on a horse, and she was not sure she wanted to get on, but you got to get back on the horse, right? You got to get back on the horse. That's business. You got to get back in the game, get back on the horse. So you can see Mr. Nelson on that black and white beautiful horse going across the river. We just had some amazing things in this whole event that happened. But this horseback riding, you can see Dave Garrison, he hadn't ridden a horse for a very long time. Many of them haven't never ridden or haven't ridden in a long time. So you can see some of this as we go through the river. Incredible, right? There's Jen Olson. Leadership. Follow the leader, right? That's what the horses are doing on a trail. And then we got to celebrate Mr. Nelson's birthday. And you know, he was supposed to arrive on his day. That's a whole nother story. There's another challenge that happened, but he made it happen. He got there. And we were able that night to celebrate. Birthday to you.
Happy 21st. I don't know.
You know the whole time I was sitting here, you asked how to make everybody like celebrate you.
No.
For real? No, this is because of you.
Yes, but this is your birthday.
It's just a birthday.
No,
but this
it's
is
not.
because this magic is because of you.
Happy birthday to our legacy leader.
Yes, New York,
Love
New
you.
Jersey.
Yes. Can we take a picture of it before we cut it?
Yep.
We can cut it. It's
I've
so
taken a
beautiful.
picture.
So chocolate. So rich. So much depth. Like it has so much wisdom.
But anyway, we were able to celebrate our legacy leader like Mr. Thomas is to all of us as well. And then you could just see some pictures of just the different things that we did. There was leadership messages in everything that we did, and so many breakthroughs. You can see here we did take a moment to have some hot chocolate and peppermint. Right? Cheers.
Come on, Loops. Hurry.
Loops,
Yeah.
bring people into our world, and I'm just grateful. Mr. Nelson, speaking and training to the room full of people. We were going till, I don't know, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., as you know.
I just used examples. They aren't absolutes.
And how-
But I use real estate. I use stocks. I use commodities.
And then my husband, who was out hunting with our nephew, who for the first time got to, go out and hunt with my husband. What an experience they had simultaneously to our experience in Wyoming. This is one of our hunting and great friends out in Wyoming, sitting there in the middle, who has been running a outfitters camp with his dad. His dad's now since gone, but he started at 5 years old riding horses and taking hunters out to hunt. Crazy, right? But you can see the pack trail that you guys take out to go hunting. This is the life that we're being able to create because of VCN and the vision and the power of what God can do when you walk it out, when you walk out the faith. So as Kingdom Entrepreneurs, this is a picture Tony took out there when it was snowing. You guys, that's who we are. We're Kingdom Entrepreneurs. We're here to create together and to show others the possibilities. All things are possible. I wanted to share a couple things and give you some goals before I go. But one of the things I wanted to share with you guys was, where is it? Oh, that you haven't really met yourself yet. You haven't really met yourself yet. So I want you to look, we're like on a Brady Bunch or whatever kind of screen here. I want you to look to the side, either side, and go, nice to meet you. Say that to someone. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. You're meeting yourself for the first time today. I want you to stand in faith, walk it out, and go find that one person. I'm going to give you the goals. So these are the goals. You got your pen and paper? The goals for you to do between now and Sunday, which is what? Halloween? No, it's the last day of the month, to get some money in your bank account, to find that one person, And then we're going to duplicate it going into the next month. All of us together. Ready? All right. So the goals are, if you're not at 75 points or 100 points, you need to go out and make that happen between now and Sunday. Okay. So use the 8-point services. If you're 50 points and you have 25 points more to do, or whatever it is to get to 75, so you can maximize the comp plan and then on to 100 and then beyond, right? So how many services is that for you if they're 8-point services? Vivint and IDCO annual plan. Figure that out and go after it this week. And then I want you to get 7 new prospects on a Zoom this week, 7 new prospects. And it closes 1 person into the business, at least 1 person into the business, and you CQ them within their first 24 to 48 hours. And then do it over the next week. After the end of the week, we'll have made some money, right? Money's coming into your bank account. And then you're going to move it into the next month, and you're going to do it every single week and add 1 to 3 more services, 1 to 3 more new prospects on Zooms. You have them all week to put on, right? So make sure that you're focusing on that. That is how you're going to build this business, and you're going to have an explosion like Diana and Lee are doing. So with that, the last thing I want you to show you guys is plug into events. The next event in Monterey, California is for all of California. So for all of you guys to be able to bring people, anybody who's in Central Valley, Northern California, Southern California, Central California, you guys be here. You can reach out to me for tickets if you know people out here and you're not from here. I know people who are flying out here from New York, okay, just to be here. Get your people to events. That's where it starts. That's how you're going to have the explosion. Build your business from event to event to event to event. Use the virtual, the hybrid that we have with the live and the virtual, and you're going to see it unfold for you. So stand in faith, walk it out. Thank you, Mr. Thomas, for the time. I know I went a little over, but I'm really grateful to have been here for the month of October. And I can't wait to see and hear your stories of what's going to happen for all of you moving forward into the end of the year.